Hey everybody, this is your girl Liana Michelle, as always, faithfully her. Today I'm on with Mil- Milan, I'm sorry,
Milan.
Milan Robinson. She is a certified holistic nutritionist and plant-based nutritional coach. She is the founder of Nourishing Naturally. And their goal is to combat generational obesity and improve the life expectancy of our children. I'm so sorry, y'all. So I saw her on Instagram and I like the message. And as you all know, I work with children. So I think it's very important to bring that into the learning, make it more a part of their natural everyday lives as far as good nutrition goes. So I'm really excited to have you on with us today. So everybody, please put your hands together and welcome Milan Robinson.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's such an honor. And finally to meet you via face.
Right? Yes, yes. So, as I stated, I'm a big fan of what you're doing. I do work with children, and I can see how snacks are a way of kind of, oh my God, leave me alone right now. Just go get the chips. And how that can manifest into a really unhealthy child as far as their health goes. I know a kiddo that is very obese for his age, as far
Mm.
as how much he weighs and everything. And it makes me nervous a little bit because I'm like, oh my God, this baby is like a prime candidate for diabetes or
Definitely.
something like that. So let's get into what made you decide to go this route and with not just nourishing, but nourishing for children.
I eventually had my daughter. I have a 3-year-old daughter, and I just like everybody else, I've been raised on the standard American diet. They call it the SAD diet, and that's eating meat, animal products, and things of that nature. But when I decided to have my child, I knew that I wanted to raise her differently. But I had to address my issues, me being overweight at the time, and me being pre-diabetic at the time. The standard American diet was not working for me. So I had a sense of urgency when I had my daughter to correct my issue so I can pour that information into her. So I adopted a whole food plant-based diet. I got educated on that. I hired me a trainer and I was able to lose over 70 pounds and reverse my diagnosis, thank you, of being pre-diabetic because they tell you that runs in your family. Type 2 diabetes runs in your family. You being overweight runs in your family. It doesn't run in your family. That recipe runs in your family. That lifestyle runs in your family. And once you have your knowledge around that issue, you can reverse your own illness. You can heal and protect your own body. And once I educated myself on that, I can pour that into my child. Okay. So
Right, right.
that was my mission, was to not raise my daughter in an unhealthy environment. I didn't want to raise her in a single parent home. I didn't want her to be raised on the standard American diet where she's more prevalent to develop type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, cancer, and things of that nature. I wanted my child to maximize her health. And I know she has options out there. And I want her to be extraordinary and let health not be her issue. When you don't have any health issues, you pretty much ain't got no excuses.
Right, right, right.
So I
Eh,
dedicated myself to learn that, heal myself, and educate my family as well.
okay, and I like that, you knew that you had to address it with yourself before you could pour it into your daughter. And I know a lot of times in life we won't address the issues that are standing right in front of us, but we'll want to tell other people how to live or how to, and it's like, girl, you got issues of your own. You know what I'm saying? Like, deal with yours first. But and especially as parents, I think we'll do that. We kind of look over what we've done, is that do what I say, not as I do type rule
Yeah,
with
yeah,
parents. And so I like that you were able to address yourself first so you
exactly.
could be better for her.
Yes, yes. Because the type of parent I want to be an active participant in my daughter's life. Like when my daughter says run, I want to be able to run. When she want to jump, I want to jump with her. I don't want to be on the outside looking in, talking about go baby, go baby. I want
Right.
to be there, right there with her. You know what I'm saying? So that's my goal, and I've been able to leverage my health in order to do so. So yeah.
Yeah. So when we're talking about children and nutritional habits, how does poor diet attest to their physical growth or even their academic growth?
Well, a lot of children have a sugar addiction. They're from birth. They're give even with if you don't breastfeed your child, a lot of the formulas or the food that they're continuously consuming has sugar on it, and that disrupts your brain. That dehydrates your brain. That sugar shortens it knocks down your immune system. It shuts down your immune system. And they're not able to operate at the fullest capacity that they would. You know, some kids say that they're diagnosed with ADHD, but you might want to look at their diet and they're hyped up on sugar in every meal. They're hyped up on that juicy juice, that Pop-Tart, that sugary cereal. So, of course, they can't sit still because you
Right.
just gave them sugar all day long. And even the school lunches or even the teachers sometimes they reward your kids with a treat, but it's not really a treat. It's the actual poison that you're giving your kid, and it affects their ability to learn. It affects their ability to operate from their day to day. So if we increase the proximity of health with foods and choose healthier options, so they can that healthier options that can heal and protect their body and value those options opposed to a Pop-Tart or what is this, a Starburst or Snickers, and give them maybe dried fruit, maybe fruit, any kinds of fruits or vegetables, and you hold value to that as the adult figure in their life, and they will value it as well. But we as adults, we like, oh, you can have this cupcake, you can have this cookie, this cake, or this ice cream. So they're hyped on it too because we hold value to that. Like my daughter, she likes dates, she likes fruits and vegetables and things of that nature because I increased her proximity to health, and she asked for that. She requires that because that's what's in her household. That's what's in arm's reach of her. Now, if I was like, we get McDonald's every day, she gonna want McDonald's every day. But we
Right.
can past McDonald's and go to Better Health. We can go to Whole Foods and pick out of the healthy section. I'm educated enough on what is healthy and how to read food labels, and because of that, my daughter has benefited from it. She's smart as a whip, and she's only
Okay.
3.
Okay. Okay. So when we're talking about reading labels, I had another nutritionist that I spoke to by the name of Jill Cruz a little while ago, and she was saying how, it's just better for things to be organic without all the preservatives. And, we have to make sure that we're not getting like the packaged meat and the freeze dried this and that because of all the preservatives that's added into it. So when it comes to weight and even those type of illnesses, how are those preservatives really affecting us?
Well, like you said, those preservatives. Okay, real food rots. Okay, so that salt is a preservative. It makes it have a shelf life. That sugar that's added to regular foods, it lets them have a shelf life, so it can sit on the shelf for years. Okay, but when you get whole real foods from the produce section and live your life buying items that are 80 to 90% label free, meaning they have no label on it, you're getting in the actual food in its original molecular structure. So you don't have to worry about preserving because real food rots. It's real. It's not no made up food. It's not no concoction. Hasn't been made up in the lab or things of that nature. So you're getting the actual food that heals and protects your body. But when you start getting these other things like fake burgers, impossible burgers, or things of that nature, you're running the risk of developing type 2 diabetes or hypertension or high cholesterol, because they're not actual real food that your body can recognize. They're made up foods that's been made up in the lab. So when you consume these foods, your body has to figure out, what is this going on in my body and what to do with it. Sometimes it takes longer for you to even eliminate those foods because it's a foreign substance. But you consume natural foods, you eat more frequently, and it comes in and out, which cleanses out your system on a regular basis from the toxins that you may be involved with on your daily basis. So you're less likely to develop type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, and things of that nature, because you don't have all this excess salt, this excess sugar, this excess oil that's clogging your arteries, that's causing memory loss, or clogging up your arteries, or causing you to have high blood pressure. You're eating natural foods, the medicine that God intended for you to have on a daily basis. So your body recognizes it and you are able to thrive every single day.
Okay. So what about the organic labels? Like I buy the frozen berry mix, organic bag of frozen berry mix, and I do organic kale and organic spinach, but I do it frozen.
Mm-hmm.
And even with my string beans, a lot of times if I don't feel like actually doing the work, and I always buy a bag of frozen. So I've switched over to organic brands, is what I'm saying. So is that an okay?
Organic is fine, but again, you need to be able to read your labels. Organic is fine, but it's what you have access to. Everybody can't afford organic food, but if you can afford a whole real food, that's always the best option. Organic, they say, is premium. That's what you should eat. And if that's what you go for, that's what you like. I don't always buy organic foods, but I always buy whole real foods from the produce section. And the thing is, when you buy those packaged items, is that you're able to read the labels. So I don't consume refined sugar. So anything in that label, because sometimes they throw sugar in your frozen fruit or your vegetables to make it taste good, to make it more palatable. But I have different requirements for myself and my family. So if it has sugar in it, I don't buy it. I don't purchase it. I don't consume it. I don't purchase a lot of things with oil or that are filled with salt. And those are items, certain items, natural flavoring, things of that nature that I look for when I grocery shop, when I do buy packaged items. Because there's nothing wrong, because you're paying for convenience. Sometimes you don't feel like cooking out all of that. You can buy that frozen fruit. You can throw it on the skillet, do what you got to do, season it like you want to, but you're paying for convenience. But it's very important to know what you actually are consuming by reading the labels, because that's the recipe. The front of the package is just the advertisement to get you to buy it. So they make it look all pretty and fancy and saying it's heart healthy. Sometimes even items have sugar-free on it, but there's so many names of sugar, they can sneak those in on you and you don't even know it. But being educated enough to identify what a sugar is and what it looks like and the various types of names, and you have different preferences for yourself, you can identify those and you will put that back quickly.
Wow. Okay. And I didn't even think about that, how ingredients have various names based on their chemical makeup or whatever.
Yes.
And yeah, it could sure be sugar up in a lot of other things that say sugar free. So yeah, thank you for bringing that point. Now I got to go down here and read all my labels.
Exactly. Sugar, wait a minute. Sugar's in your medication, sugar's in your seasoning, sugar's in your pop, in your cereals. Sugar is literally in everything. So you have to have like an eagle eye, a sniper's eye, to identify a lot of that. And sugar, if it ends in OSE, because you said you was gonna go read your labels, OSE or OL, that's another type of sugar, alcohol as well. It's just not turbinado sugar, your brown sugar. They have different names to slide up in there so you can think you're eating well. Especially if you're trying to eat sugar free, but if it has an OSE or OL on it, you're consuming sugar. So you just shut down your immune system. because you had that ketchup on your fries, you know?
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, what about, I know you mentioned a little bit earlier, you were talking about, even in schools, how they give treats to children. Is your daughter in school now?
No, she's not. I'm a homeschool,
Okay.
but
Okay. All right. Because I was going to say, do you have an opinion on school lunches versus a healthier eating child?
yes, I have a few friends that they are teachers, and they send me pictures of the school lunches all the time, and they're sad. There's usually no green vegetables. There's no color to them. They're brown on a brown plate with a brown spoon. Like there's no life actually in these items. They'll give your baby a Pop-Tart with a what else? Pop-Tart with a juicy juice with some other stuff. They don't even look appetizing, you know? So
Mm-hmm.
if I were to send my child, I would check out the menu, especially for my daughter. I would definitely demand inclusion. I would ask the dietary person who's fixing our lunches, what is for lunch this week? And then I would make that decision to go above and beyond to make sure my child has something to consume if they are offering something that I don't see fit for my daughter. And
Right.
just free lunch, because back in the day we used to have free lunch, doesn't mean it's good. It doesn't,
Right.
it could be free. Matter of fact, ain't nothing in life free, okay? And if it's unhealthy, it's gonna cost you in the long run anyway.
Right.
Okay. So it you can take those extra couple of steps and fix your child a healthful lunch and go beyond that. Because when I see them, when they send me pictures, they pitiful. They
Yeah, I know. I ask my kiddos a lot of times, like, so what did you guys have for lunch today? And it's like pizza, spaghetti. Um, yeah, but it's never like, oh, we had salad.
yeah,
Or you know,
they don't have greens. They're not having green beans, bok choy.
right.
They're not even hitting the plant kingdom at all. It's usually like we used to have like hot dogs and canned green and canned what is them baked beans on the plate with a
Yeah.
juice and a milk back in the day when I was growing up. No vegetables, none at all. It didn't look good, and we were just eating it just because it was 12 o'clock and it was lunchtime.
Right, right. Because even back in my day, they didn't have the green vegetables, like that in the schools for school lunches. So no, I don't recall any
Look,
healthy
now that you
stuff.
think about it.
Yeah, like no healthy stuff. So let's get a little bit deeper into your business, nourishing naturally.
Yeah.
So give us some, like, do you do meal prep plans? How does your program work?
Okay, so I'm a holistic nutritionist, and I just recently became a plant-based nutrition coach. So I niche down because I want to help parents who are overweight with children between the ages of 0 and 7 um, lose weight and prevent their children from succumbing to their current health challenges by transitioning to a whole food plant-based diet. So I only take clients with kids that are parents between the ages of 0 and 7. Because those are 0 and 7 are the most imperative years of a child's life. That's when they learn the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. They need to learn about nutrition too. They need to learn how to put themselves first, prioritize their
Mm-hmm.
health as well. Just like don't talk to strangers, don't eat sugar. Yeah. They
Right,
need,
right.
because when they're learning this stuff, that stuff carries on to their adulthood. And the
Right.
only way I can say our babies is if I get in the mindset of our parents and let them realize that being overweight, you are an actual health risk. When you're obese, you are an actual health risk, and you're more susceptible to developing lifestyle chronic diseases. Being overweight and being obese are preventable. Type 2 diabetes is preventable. High cholesterol is preventable. And you put yourself closer to those things when you are obese or overweight. So I want to help parents unlearn these unhealthy behaviors in their household, because most overweight parents raise overweight children. And then that increases their likeness of developing those like illnesses as well. So the only way to break the generational curse is to help the parent transition to a whole food plant-based diet, unlearn those unhealthy habits, get those toxins out of their body, take all the knowledge from our 3-month program, Rooted, and because we're going to get to the root cause of that issue, and pour all that knowledge into their babies. So now you have a healthy baby. Now you have a child that can maximize their potential. Now they can concentrate. Now they can sit down, focus, learn the ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, and pass that MAT test, whatever high test that they have to take in high school, because they don't have all of these distractions and things going on. So that's what I do.
Okay, and you said it's a 3-month program.
It's a 3-month program. And we go through different phases. We go through parenting, we go through weight loss, the importance of it. In the parenting phase, we go through unlearning those unhealthy habits, because that's the problem. We're normalizing these unhealthy habits, and we're continuing, there we go. To pass it on to our children. So I'm going to teach you about plants. I'm going to teach you about drinking your water, eating your plants, and the importance of movement. I'm going to teach you about a whole food plant-based diet, the difference between a vegan diet and a whole food plant-based diet, and why that's more optimal. And then I'm going to teach you, after you get on the right path, because I have a whole curriculum, I want you to be able to sustain this lifestyle. I don't want this to be another program that you invested in, because it's a whole investment. I want this to be your first and your last. And I want you to have the curriculum and the framework always to fall back on if you decide, okay, today I wanted to eat something out of the norm, but you always have a blueprint to follow to ensure your success throughout your journey.
Right. Oh my God. And you mentioned 2 things. The first one was plant-based, not vegan. So what is that difference?
So once you decide that you want to become vegan, that's always better than the standard American diet. However, just a vegan diet, you can be a vegan consuming no animal products. That's just telling me what you don't consume, which is no animal products. But they're still allowing you to consume vegan junk food. So that vegan cookies, cakes, and ice cream, those impossible burgers, that fake meat. I want you to eat whole, real food. I want you to eliminate salt, oil, and sugar from your diet, the excess of that, because that creates and wreaks havoc on your whole entire body. I'm trying to heal your whole entire body, rid it from its toxins. And if you're overweight, we need to go be aggressive and attack it head on. I'm not going to meet you where you are. I'm going to attack the situation where it is, because you've been meeting yourself where you are. You've been moderating this issue this whole entire time. We got to get you at a healthy weight. We got to get you back to homeostasis. We have to have you an active participant in your child's life. You need to be ready to go on all cylinders, because if you're a parent like me, your mom 365 days out of the year. We ain't got time for no cold, no sicks, no aches, no nothing. We got to be on ready 24 hours a day. The only way to do that is to adopt a whole food plant-based diet where you're eating real whole foods, the bok choy, the kale, the sweet potatoes, the quinoa, the legumes, the chickpeas, those things. And you're going hard and you're eating all of that, and you're literally healing your body and reaching optimal health every step of the way with everything that you consume.
So do you do, as a part of the package, do they get meal plan ideas, different knowledge on the different types of natural whole foods that benefits?
I'm not going to give you a meal plan, but we do Nutritionist help you to explore the plant kingdom. I give you ideas. I let you in on my journey to help you every step of the way. We log your food to monitor your food, to make sure that you're consuming everything that's optimal for your health, to rid the toxins of your body. But I personally don't give you a meal plan, but I do give you an idea what you can eat. And then we do new tries, like I said, because a lot of people, they only eat the same 15 to 20 vegetables every single day. They're on autopilot when they go to the grocery store, and they're just eating the same kale, spinach, broccoli, cauliflower. And then next time you go, you get it in the same order all the same time. But when you new tries, you avoid a deficiency and you're able to explore the plant kingdom, because there's black kale, there's purple kale, there's green kale, there's curly kale, there's a purple cauliflower, there's a white cauliflower, and there's an orange cauliflower. Most people don't know that. And most people have food intimidation, and they'll look at it and be like, what is that? What?
Right.
That has a little fur on it. What is that? I'm gonna need you to ask Siri so we can figure it out and go home and try it. And it's not that you're gonna like everything that you consume, but you get to explore it. You get to taste it, have something that you never had before. And 9 times out of 10, you might like it. Right. You might like it, and then you might find out that you like it raw and you don't like it cooked. You like this sauteed and you like the grilled. You like to use different variations of it. But I help you through every step of the way so you can explore the plant kingdom, so you can enjoy a whole food plant-based diet. Because a lot of people think that you're only eating salads. I just don't eat salads. I eat food and I'm full and I'm good. I get off my
Right. Another thing too was you mentioned the importance of movement. So one of the things that I do with my kiddos every day is we exercise.
Yes.
And I just go to YouTube and find it, like kids exercising. And we might do like maybe a 10-minute little exercise video together. And then I put on kids doing Zumba. And we dance with the kids on Zumba. So it just gives us that movement every day. Yes. And I felt like it was important for them to do it because they're so attached to their iPads or their phones. And, you know, so I'm just eating and I'm sitting down. When I was younger, we went outside and played.
Yes.
Like rain, sleet, or snow. We was outside. We was outside playing. And I noticed that a lot of kids don't get that.
Right.
A lot anymore.
And that's very important for you because you're leading by example. You're showing them what health looks like, especially for the children of color. You are an authority figure and they look up to you, you know? So that's important that you're doing it with them. You showing them value of it because a lot of kids don't see that. So the movement, if you don't use it, you lose it. You got to move every day. You don't have to do high pack exercise every day. You need to walk, you need to stretch, you need to you can lift weights, you can do HIIT cardio. It's so many varieties out here. And a lot of people dread exercise, but you have to find stuff that you actually like and enjoy. And it's not even a workout. And for kids, you know, running is our exercise on the treadmill. They enjoy running, hopping around, hula hooping, and that. So just letting them go out and play in the field is so important, especially to get that fresh air. And like you said, these kids are attached to the tablets and TVs and that. They need to go outside, get that fresh air, move their limbs. Like, and I hate that. What is that? It's a scooter. It's hands free, and then they I'm never getting my child that because I need her to walk. She can walk. I want her to walk.
Right. And walking is good. And one of the things that got me really started with the kids is I had a heart attack. And after coming out of that, I needed to work my cardio. I needed to get myself together. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm with these babies like 10 hours a day. I have to figure out how to get this in there. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna make them work out with me. So I'm like, I'm gonna just make it kid friendly and we'll figure it out. And I'll let them pick what they want. I give them the option of picking which one they want to do. So they're part of the process. And we have the best time jumping around. I'll be out of breath. We laughing at each other. We laughing with each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's just a good 10, 15 minutes of us just jumping around, having a ball. So yeah, I do enjoy that time with them and they enjoy it.
Yes, yes. The smile on their faces are priceless. Like I take my daughter everywhere with me, especially because I want her to value health. I want her to know what health looks like, especially in our community. So I take her to step class with me. I take her, like my baby is known, like I used to wear her on my back. when I used to when I used to do these HIIT aerobics, these high intense cardio aerobics, but I didn't want any excuse to hold me back from my health because that would impede on my success journey and being the type of parent that I wanted to be. So now she's walking and talking, she can do it too. She steps with me. We just did step class. We just did step in the basement today. We just stretched today because it's so important to me for her to value health. We waited so long in our 30s, our 40s to figure out like, oh, we need to eat right. We need to exercise. So if you get these babies now, like you're doing what you're doing now, it's going to be like clockwork when they get older. It's not going to be a question. It's not going to be foreign. It's going to be what they do, you know?
And you know what? You said something else too. That is a very impactful statement, and I don't want to brush over that. You said it doesn't run through the family, the recipe does.
Yes.
And that made me think of, I was adopted. So a lot of the health issues that my mom had, I also have. And we don't share a bloodline. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense. Like, yeah, it was the recipe. Like,
that macaroni and cheese.
We eat
that
exactly the
German
same way.
Yes.
Right. We eating the same foods. We eating the same way. It's just me and her in the house, recipes from her mother that got passed down. And yeah, so you're exactly right about that. It's not the DNA, it's the recipe.
So of course you're going to get type 2 diabetes. Of course you're going to be overweight because we're all living the same lifestyle. But then it's when we become adults, it's up to us to change the health narrative for ourselves and especially for these babies out here. And they are being held hostage by our lifestyle, by our insecurities, because they're just following what mommy does. They're just following what daddy. Oh, daddy eats this. He don't work out. He sit on the couch, you know. But mommy works out, baby want to work out too. Mommy want to eat healthy, baby's going to follow in your footsteps. So give them some good footsteps to follow and let health run in your family. Not the diagnosis, because you can change it. It's only 10% is DNA. The other stuff is on us. And even if it did run in your family, right? If it did run in your family, you believe that, whatever, you're going to sit there and activate it by all these unhealthy foods you're eating every day. You're going to continuously feed your body these toxins and you're getting worse. Say if you're on all these medications, you believe in medications, it's only going to work in a healthy environment. It's not even going to work at its full potential because you're continuously stopping it, preventing it from doing what it's supposed to do, because you're creating an unhealthy body inside of it every single day by the things that you're consuming, the things that you are doing or not doing.
Yeah. And I agree, because I know for me, one of the things that I always say is, Lord, grant my child with health, wealth, and prosperity. In Jesus' name. And when we talk about and think about generational curses, everybody always want to go straight to the financial side of it, or the even maybe the emotional side of it, but you don't hear a lot of people that talk about the nutritional side of it. So I like that, you want to combat that and let people know, like, hey, the generational curse is a lot of levels to it outside of finances and emotions. And if you think about it, sometimes the emotion and the nutrition, it goes hand to hand, because what do we do when we're sad, when we're depressed, when we're anxious, when we're not, we eat our feelings a lot. And that's putting unhealthy things in your body, and so forth. So again, I want to thank you for tackling this from that angle and opening our eyes to that.
Yes, because we're not talking about it. We're not talking about it. I want to talk about it.
Like I can remember when Trey was growing up and me not letting him have pop or not letting him drink a lot of juice. Like maybe, maybe for dinner and I would water it down, so I would keep juice and pop away from him. But he still had his Reese's treats, his Rice Krispie treats. I'm sorry. Yeah. He loved those, so.
And Mama took a bite too. She was like,
right. So whereas I'm thinking I'm doing good by keeping him away from pop and sugary drinks, I'm still doing him a disservice with these Rice Krispie treats. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we as parents, we don't see the harm in both.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then kids, we reward our kids with food. So like you did good, you get McDonald's. You did bad, you don't get McDonald's. It's your birthday, but who's picking these options? Reward them with experience. My husband, he's in his 30, almost about to be 40. He hasn't seen the world yet. You know what I'm saying? Like until we met each other, he hadn't been out of the state almost. Like it wasn't far. But you give your kids experiences. You go take them to the zoo. Oh, you did amazing on your test this week. You potty trained well all this week. Let's go outside. Let's go hiking. Let's go to the museum. Don't get them food, especially not no chips or no Pop-Tarts or no cakes. You know what I'm saying? Especially not from the store. Like my daughter, she eats cakes. She eats food, but you don't always have to make them, but I take a pride in making them herself, but I make her the healthier version. Like for her birthday, I made her a sweet potato cake. It had dates on it. It turned out real cute. And I put nuts on it. I made a frosting. I had a bundt shape on it. It turned out real cute. Loved it. When she wants ice cream, I bought this ice cream maker and it's frozen fruit with a banana. The sweetness from the banana amplifies the fruit. And baby, it's the best thing ever. Okay. But it's of it. It's what you give your options of your kids. But you options out here, we just got to make them available to our babies.
Yes. And that's why I was asking you about any meal options or ingredients or recipes. Do you share those things? Because a sweet potato cake, like that sounds amazing, but so is that like something you would share to your members?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Let them know it's your baby's birthday coming up. Her first birthday, I made her a fruit cake. We actually took fresh fruits, and me and my husband, and we made an experience because it was now you see mommy and daddy in a healthy relationship. We're doing this together as a family because this is what we do, and we made it together. The next year, I got on Pinterest. I give you suggestions, and then it's up to you whether or not you're gonna take heed to them.
Right.
But if you want a sweet snack, if I have a bomb recipe that I found, yes, I'm gonna share it to you. I'm not gonna keep it a secret because I want health to run in your family. I want us to be okay together. My baby gotta have somebody to play with now.
Right. But I love that. I really, really do. And I think you touched on the little key points that I had written down. So yeah. And we talked about like common health issues that children face when their diets are unhealthy. So what I want to do now, I want to do two things. I want to make sure you're thinking about what your final thought that you want to leave us with. But before we go and even get into that final thought, I want to do something that we call the Faithful Freestyle. So I'm just going to ask you some random questions as a way of getting to know you a little bit better. Okay. Okay. And so the first one I'm going to ask you, which is probably an easy one. What is the best advice you've ever received?
My best friend, when I had my baby, she told me, you'll figure it out. People always want to give you advice about your baby, what to do and what you don't do, but it's your baby. You'll figure it out. Guess what? I figured it out, and I'm still learning.
Right. As my mama used to say,
different, but I'm gonna figure
used to say that you don't come with an instruction manual.
Nope.
So yes, you just have to figure it out. What are you spoke to about your friend? What would be 3 words that your friend would use to describe you?
Um, Amazing, beautiful, and inspirational.
Oh my God, I need friends like that. No, that's great. Let's see here. Your favorite subject in school and why?
Favorite subject in school. Um, hmm. When you go with what, gym? We're gonna go with gym.
Yeah.
Don't play outside.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, gym is a fun, that's a fun class, right? Okay. And
But
last
that would be
question.
when it would be nutrition.
Right, right. Last question. Are you a dog or a cat person?
I'm a dog person. I have two pit bulls. We had three, but now we have two. I have a bully and a American. Is it American pit bull? But we have two pit bulls. But
Okay.
we love dogs around here.
Yeah, I'm a dog person also.
Yeah.
So let me for anybody who are parents and you have children between the age of 0 and 7, and maybe you as the parent have been on this roller coaster ride, this hamster wheel, so to speak, of your weight. It fluctuates, it's up and down. Now you're noticing that your children are starting to develop these habits and you want to get help, but you don't know where to go. You don't know what to do. We have Milan on, and she is the person to help you and your family take control of your nutritional health. So that way, everybody has a fresh start of being healthy and to ward off the illnesses and the diseases that come along with eating unhealthy. So if you could for us, Mama, could you give us your contact? How do they reach you? What's your website or your Instagram? How do the people get to you?
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much. You can find me on Instagram at Nourishing Naturally by Milan, or you can find me on Facebook at Nourishing Naturally. Um, my email address is nourishingnaturally by Milan at gmail.com. And you can slide me a DM, send me an email, and things of that nature. And then we can book a suitability call with you. I need to know if you're the perfect client for me. This is an interview for both of us. And if I'm the perfect coach for you, because everybody is not for everybody. So we need to talk things out, you know?
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So, and that screening process is important. Just for me getting into coaching new, just creating that document, those type of questions based on where you're based on that, figuring out, am I somebody that can help this person?
Right.
And vice versa, also giving them the opportunity to determine if I'm the right person to help.
Right.
So that screening process is important. So we have your handle. We're going to put all of this information in the description box. I hope you guys learned something today. I know I did. And I'm going to check my labels for the OSE and the OL. I'm going to check my labels. So before we get out of here today, would you like to leave us with something to inspire us or to motivate us to continue to do the work for healthy eating?
Definitely. I want to let you know that health does run in your family if you let it. You have to let it in. You have to do the work. You have to put the time in to let health run in your family. For years and years, we've been told it runs in our family. But do they run? Do the people in your family actually run? Do they jog? Do they exercise? No, they do not. So you need to be intentional about your life. You need to be intentional about your health. Once you're intentional, you become optimal. You can exceed the expectations that you require for yourself. You can set goals. You can not only live for yourself, but you can live for your babies as well. So you need to pour into your babies fully as parents and have optimal health. So now that you have the education around it, your children can maximize their potential and let health run in their family, because it does. It can. I just did it. You can too.
Yes, girl, you so inspirational over here. I'm like, somebody passed the collection plate. You giving it to me. Yes. I love that. And that's just a snippet of what you're going to be getting from her, coaching you and helping and guiding your nutritional footsteps. Yeah. So and that right there should have moved y'all, because it definitely moved me. And it just makes me want to continue my journey of healthier eating. My son is a whole food person. Yeah, I don't know. He eats chicken now, but he tries to make sure he's eating more browns and grains, whole wheats and things of that nature. And he's always on me about watching what I'm putting in my system and so forth. So definitely right. That's his thing. Like, I need for you to be around. So so we are definitely going to make sure everything is in the description box. Thank you so much, Milan, for coming on, for being so informative and educating us a lot more, especially on the differences between vegan and plant-based, as well as the importance for us as parents to set that example for our children on healthier eating patterns. And even as an educator, I'm guilty of that, of the snacks. I haven't tried the dried fruit as the alternative, but now I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to run to Kroger and grab some dried fruit and see if I could slide it in there tomorrow and start introducing it. So yeah, so definitely you have awaken my eyes or whatever to reward differently.
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you for that.
No problem. Anytime, girl. Anytime.
Well, you guys on Faithfully Heard, thank you so much for joining us today. Again, I hope you learned something and you got something valuable that you can now start incorporating into your daily lives. As always, I want you to show up, show out, and shine, shine, shine. God bless. Have a great week in Christ, everybody.